One of the changes that I was able to do for the partner was a review of the financial policies and procedures manual. And I'll give you an example of how this came about. When I joined the organization, and every time people needed petty cash and they go to the accountant, she would say there is no petty cash. And for someone who was doing project work, when I needed to go out, I'd end up using my money and it would accumulate a lot, and it took quite a while for her to give it back. Because again, when you go back and she says, I still don't have petty cash. So one day I decided to sit her down and ask her, why don't you have petty cash? And she says, because I've not replenished. And then I asked her, is there a petty cash policy? Is there some sort of procedure on how you need to handle petty cash? Because most of the times, not just me, other people in the organization come to you for petty cash. You keep saying you don't have petty cash. And then she says, I wait until it's down to zero because I replenish, before I replenish. And I asked her, is there a procedure or a policy on petty cash? And she says, yes. And I was like, give it to me, I said. And she was like, it's not written down. So the fact that it was not written down, one, meant that she also didn't know what to follow. And we decided, let's write it down and find out what are the issues why you don't have petty cash. And as we were writing it down, I realized that there was no limit to which she should, the minimum limit for the petty cash for her to replenish. And that's one of the things that we needed to put up. And also another thing was, one of the reasons why it took too long for her to get the petty cash replenished was the signatories sat in different parts, not from in different offices other than the one that she was in. And before she could get a signature on the check to replenish petty cash, sometimes it would take a week or two, because these guys were busy and some of them also used to do international travel. So one of the things we also had to look at is her capacity to plan, and she had to start planning such that she needs to replenish the petty cash at a minimum level, and also to work around the signatories so that she's not stranded when they've left.